And here we go. Welcome to DK Vines, not E3, Stream-A-Ganza, Day 2. And there it is, the famous title screen for Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. Sound out the pun, everyone. Sound out the pun. So, yeah. We saw, I tweeted a month or two ago that this treasure chest in the early versions of the game, beta versions, it would open and shut, but that was too memory intensive. So they dropped it. Also, if you'll notice, this is the first game where Diddy has the stars on his shirt and the Nintendo logo on his hat, but it's not present in every render. You've got the Nintendo logo on the two-player contest, but it's nowhere to be found on one player. This is very inconsistent. The rare pin on Dixie's beret is also entirely inconsistent. And in fact, in the actual game, the characters that you control and run around, Diddy and Dixie, do not bear any of those markings. And Diddy wouldn't in-game until... I was going to say Diddy Kong Racing, but maybe Mario Kart 64. We couldn't see. Alright, so here we go. Gangplank Galleon. And look at that water. Oh, my God. Crocodile Isle is such an interesting location. You know, Donkey Kong Island could be mysterious and dangerous, but it always had this sense of nature that you belonged in, where Crocodile Isle very much feels like the flip side of nature. You know, every rose has its thorn, as the lyric goes, and Crocodile Isle was dingy, and I mean, some of it was the Kremlin's fault. It was polluted, but it's interesting to see what themes from DKC2 have carried forward all the way into Sea of Thieves, because Crocodile Isle is very much modeled after the biome you would find in the wilds in Sea of Thieves. That's basically Crocodile Isle on the Sea of Thieves map. So it's interesting. Speaking of rare and pirates and all of that, here's the Gangplank Galleon. The best look we've ever gotten of the Gangplank Galleon up to this point, because it was in Donkey Kong Country. And it was in Donkey Kong Land, too. It was part of the first world of Donkey Kong Land, docked alongside the Congo jungle. But here, it has an entire world dedicated to it. And just look at the design of that. Now, this makes no sense. This ship makes no logistical sense. I have mapped out where every Gangplank Galleon location is, like, relative to the past two games, Country and Land. And I'll share that someday. I've completely figured out the way the layout of this galleon is. I'm like a Trekkie who's like figured out the Starship Enterprise, right? But it's interesting to look at the galleon and compare it to the galleons in Sea of Thieves and how similar they are. Now, granted, I mean, it's a ship type. It's a real ship type, but it's interesting to see that it's mostly consistent, except that the crow's nest is in the front. There are two crow's nests, actually. There's the crow's nest in the middle, which is where a typical crow's nest would be, and then there's the crow's nest for the boss Crow. And then the cannons are also kind of shielded by a wooden ceiling there, but if you had that in Sea of Thieves, you couldn't fire yourself out of them, so it's interesting. I don't know. I like it. We'll talk a little bit more about this as we go on. I should probably start playing a real game, eh? I want to talk a little bit about Donkey Kong Island there in the background, but here we go. Now, there's a warp barrel up yonder. I could take that, but I'm not going to take any of the warp barrels. There's also a famous cheat, or an infamous cheat. If you hop over these two bananas, go do a thing, come back, hop over them, yeah, it basically gets 75 Krem coins right out of the gate. Doesn't count towards your percentage, though, but I'm not going to do that. So here's K. Rool's captain's cabin. And he's written a note that's floating. The note floats. I've kidnapped that lumbering fool Donkey Kong, and you will never see him again. And then he actually writes out, hey, I wasn't done reading that! What the fuck? I don't think the game anticipated the streaming era where people would just chat. K-Rool actually writes out har, 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 har. And he also hyphenates it, which I don't think you need to do. But that's what Captain K-Rool does. And then we've got that portrait of King K-Rool in the background. And I wish, yeah, it's hard to see all the little details. There's maps over there. I'd love to study that. If there is, you know, like what the intentions there were. There's a cutlass there. I think there's a model ship back here. It's just the level of detail is extraordinary in these games. Like I said on yesterday's stream, it really makes you buy into the reality of the DK Isles, Rare Archipelago, everything. Alright, so there's Dixie in her debut. And these are clomps. They are critters who have peg legs, essentially. That's the extent of it. Our fanon is that K-Rool forcibly amputated their peg legs. Or forcibly amputated their legs to give them peg legs to better fit the pirates. Hello to everyone in the live stream chat, by the way. I see Sean King, Cameron Regal, Deadeye Dre, Jeff is here. Jeff will be joining me later. Grunt is there. Naughty Knickers, hello. So, alright, shut up, chat. I'm looking at the water. It's beautiful water. And DKC2 also introduced the team throw, so you can buddy up there. You can also use this as a defensive weapon. Let me just not touch the controller for a second. I love the relationship between Diddy and Dixie. Just give each other shit. It's so great. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Ah, damn it. You can usually get them in one go. Those are Neeks, by the way. They kind of replace Naughties in the game. They're ship rats. And then here's our first bonus area. And this is our introduction to Clobber as well. That should terrify any newbie who's not expecting that to happen. Find a token. Alright, so this is a find a token. First, I'm going to find this token. Another banana coin over here. This was also the introduction of banana coins. This game introduced so much to the series and the lore. It is my favorite game of all time, still, to this day. And, you know, only like 15% of that is nostalgia. The rest is just, the game is that good. It is such a perfect platformer. And it like fits my sensibilities to a T. Here we got the return of Rambi. Also was in the first stage of Donkey Kong Country. Oh, and the game's being very generous with its clues here. So this is Rambi's Supercharge. This is a new ability for the extra reinforced doors and whatnot. Now this is the introduction to Destroy Them All. I love that little graphic where they're just forcibly ripping a clomp apart. You don't want to go too fast there because you can, especially with Rambi, you can just like run Diddy or Dixie right into the baddies. I want to show you something too, to prove a point I made when I was talking about Enguarde yesterday, and how there can be a second Enguarde in Coral Capers, thanks to the hard light hologram producing technology of the animal crates. But they fixed that bug in this game. Boop poof. No second Rambi. You're already riding Rambi. Why would there be a second Rambi? That doesn't make any sense. They fixed the animal crates in the year between the games. So, and here is, in my opinion, the greatest collectible in all of video games. Most people call them DK coins, but I refer to them, as they were primarily referred to here, hero coins. The long title is Cranky's Video Game Hero Coins, but hero coins suffices. Diddy was supposed to collect these to essentially validate himself as a video game hero in the original Donkey Kong's eyes. And they're not required to beat the game, but it's just there for... If you're invested in Diddy's character arc, which of course I am, and if you want that extra challenge. And I got a green balloon just for getting Rambi to the no animal sign. That's a new feature of this game as well. And here's the new end of level exits. These change up in every Donkey Kong game Until Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze brings back what returns used, but, yeah, there's nothing back here. You can oftentimes find secrets if you just go past it, but not in this level. So, let's see. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Banana coin would be nice. And then, that's not dated at all, right? You know, I think it could just be read nowadays as Diddy being a retro enthusiast, right? He likes classic hip hop. He likes to get the boombox out. All right, here we go. Main Brace Mayhem, and Main Brace Mayhem. I think this might be my favorite archetype, at least on the Gangplank Galleon. The rigging stages. Now, I could just roll jump over there, but I'm lazy. I'm a little lazy today, so I'm just gonna helicopter spin and play as Dixie some. So you get a good look there of the bonus barrels, which were a new feature of this game, but they are retcons back into Donkey Kong Country 1 on the Game Boy Advance remake. Now, I'm at a disadvantage because Dixie is not the fastest climber of the two. That is Diddy. Fortunately for this one, it doesn't really matter. Diddy is faster at climbing and some other things, but Dixie is, of course, like Diddy was almost in Donkey Kong Country. She's better for novices, and she's better at certain things. Certainly, just the helicopter hair twirl alone makes her invaluable. Those are click-clacks, and you can, of course, pick those up, because who doesn't like a giant beetle in their hair? Dixie's braver than I am. There's a banana coin. These are clingers. I'm just calling out. Yeah, this is a trivia. This is a quiz show, and I'm just trying to prove my worth as a Donkey Kong fan. I just love the wee. It's so enthusiastic. I like that even these piratical Kremlings who are basically committing war crimes right now against Donkey Kong Island, they can still have fun. They can still enjoy what they do. It's the small pleasures in life, and I think the scaly crocodile hide prevents rope burn, because that's what I would worry about. Anything up here? Okay. You can go. You can get turned around sometimes here. There's a banana coin over there. They like to hide things in the nooks and crannies of the rigging stages, so it always pays to check. Let me get this. Yeah, I keep doing X again. I am playing on the gamepad, people, so apologies. That's satisfying. All right, well, and ooh, banana shoots you up there, racking up the lives early, which is good. I like that it's higher pitched for some of them. Good little touches. Now here's a cannonball, and unlike Sea of Thieves, you can only carry one at a time. You can't carry 10. This is indestructible. You can use it to bash as many baddies as you want, but their ultimate purpose is to be fed into the cannons. And then, because this isn't made of the metal of the cannons in Sea of Thieves, Shan did not create these. You have to fire yourself out of them with a cannon loaded. I'm not sure why, but that'll take you to a bonus stage. It's essentially a more complicated bonus barrel. Now we got another destroy them all, and so we have this if we run out, but we also have barrels. You can sometimes take out a clinger with multiple clingers with the barrels. If you really got desperate, you could use Dixie or Diddy with the team throw, but it shouldn't have to come to that unless an item fell down there. If you came in by yourself and you lost the cannonball down the pit, then you'd have to just jump on the clingers. And that can be challenging. Did I just do that one? No. So yeah, Diddy is the faster climber here, and also when he does his little spider climb there. This one, Dixie can finish it, but it's just so much easier with Diddy. Sean King is saying this is too wholesome. I need to make a metaphor about dicks. Well, I think the metaphor about the male genitalia is the Gangplank Galleon itself, because have you been studying all of the sails and the mast, and this ship makes no sense. This is essentially K. Rool's equivalent of having a big tricked out truck that like rolls coal. We're gonna have Dixie beat this stage. Now, unfortunately, this takes me down to the end of level target, and I got the hero coin up here. I cannot see what prize I'm gonna get though, so this is gonna be a crapshoot. Hey, not bad though. And yeah, so Dixie is also the first Kong to be established as playing instruments, which would become a prominent part of the Donkey Kong series up till the present day. Let's visit Cranky. So Cranky is now in the Monkey Museum, and it looks like it's in the Crow's Nest, right? You'd think it would be in the Crow's Nest here. Not the Crow's Nest with the K, but just the ship's Crow's Nest where the flag is. But actually, Donkey Kong Country 2 Game Boy Advance established because we saw Gangplank Galleon from the other side, and it established that all of the Kong locations are actually on rocks, just behind the Gangplank Galleon or in front of them. So K. Rool did not permit Cranky to build a museum on his galleon, which I'm not sure if I like the more reasonable explanation better than just how ludicrous this seems. But whatever. Oh, yes. And Cranky is a dick in this game. He's also misogynistic, and he's just, like, hateful. He really starts mellowing out there. You're looking a bit fat there, kid. Look at me at my physical peak. I could show you a thing or two. He really, like... Remember that time Nintendo of America had Cranky Kong run their Twitter account to promote Tropical Freeze? I would really like to see that again, because I think Cranky would thrive on Twitter. Alright, so Cranky is more useful in this game. It's generally not needed if, you know anything about it, but... And this dialogue isn't as interesting as just his rambles, but... You know, if you visit every Kong helper, or I think you have to visit a Kong helper at least once and engage with them because it counts towards your percentage point. It might be every Kong helper. I'm not clear on it because I always visit them. Why wouldn't I visit them? They're my friends and family. Winky in the background there, by the way. Misconception that that's not actually Winky, that is just a Winky statue, or the really darker explanation that I believe Daly Johnson from Alpha Platonic has posited is that it is a taxidermied Winky. But fear not, Winky is safe. And again, Donkey Kong Country 2 Game Boy Advance firmly established that Winky is alive and has him fully animated in the background. That game also establishes that Cranky is keeping Espresso hostage here too, and using him for underground, illegal Kremlin ostrich races. That is a whole thing in the Game Boy Advance remake, and you got the Espresso races where you race against Kremlin ostriches like Mbazzy, Minogue, Smokey is one of them. Yeah, Killer Instinct references in the background there too, which is interesting to see. This is one of the reasons why they have to work out a deal every time they want to put Donkey Kong Country games on a new platform. They have to work out a deal with Microsoft for a lot of complicated reasons, but one of them is Rare shoved a lot of stuff in the games that now Microsoft owns. But anyway, I'll just leave. I could talk about Cranky all day. I could talk about Cranky long after your bedtime, kids. Alright. Hey, it's a bonus stage. And right up here is the warp barrel, by the way. If you're just like, you know what, this game is too much fun, I need to settle down and get to the end, you can team throw right to the side of it and go through a warp barrel. But why would you do that? This game is too much fun. Skip ahead. Oh, and now I have 10 seconds to... Ah! Panic! Oh, come on. I could have just jumped underneath the zinger with Dixie's hair. I could have, but I'm trying to do good. I haven't died yet, so... Look at Dixie's moose head right there. So the optical illusion here with Diddy hanging upside down is that Dixie has moose antlers. And honestly, if she like added that to her beret, I would kind of be okay with it. Moose enthusiast Dixie Kong. Let's make it happen, people. Those are kaboings. They are the critters who became clumps, but they were given spring-loaded peg legs, essentially pogo sticks. Such an absurd detail. And I get very lackadaisical. Oh, see, okay. I get very lackadaisical when I play as Dixie, too, because it's just fun to twirl around. Oh, now I can't get up there. Oh, damn it. Alright, I'm gonna have to get Dixie back. Pronto. Doing it in reverse, why not? So I wasn't missing much, but... Now, if you notice, the sun is setting in the background, too. Even after they wowed us with Donkey Kong Country 1, it's really impressive to see just how dedicated they were to doing visually impressive tricks, such as just the sky shifting as you play the stage. And it's got just a very surreal quality to it, like, but... just buy into it completely. It never feels like not of this world. That's Cruncha, by the way. Cruncha is Crusha, but wearing pirate gear. And because now you're two monkeys and you don't have a gorilla on your team, you have to get creative with how you defeat them. He succumbs to the team throw, but not any jumps, so... And it is hard to use the gamepad and swing off these hooks, let me tell you. Okay, so this is invincibility. So I need to hurry and get over here. No! No! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't screw it up yet. Now this is my ultimate test with the hooks here. With the gamepad. Ah! Come on! See, I'm freezing up now! I'm freezing up now! I called attention to it. I called attention to my difficulty, and then that's all I could think about. Alright, I can get back there. It's fine. It's fine. This isn't over until I say it's over. Or, it's 1:30. Yeah. Get out of here. You're just getting in my way. Alright, alright. I have to clear my head here. There we go. God, the gamepad is worse for this game than it was Donkey Kong Country. Because there's just so much more precision gameplay in this one. Alright. Always could use a banana coin, but... yeah, got it. And here's Wrinkly Kong, and I was mentioning earlier about how the Kong helper locations are on rocks, are established to be on like little rocks on the Game Boy Advance version, but it's clear here that Wrinkly does not have her Kong College on the pirate ship. Of course, Wrinkly is Cranky's wife, and Donkey Kong's grandmother / mother. I mean, she raised him along with Cranky, so... and she has been on Crocodile Isle all this time, educating the crippling youth. It's kind of like an outreach program. As you can see by the blackboard, it's not going well. Not going well at all. There's weird doodles on the desk there. This Kong College is available. There's a render. If you go to DKC Atlas, they've got a nice image of it that it's easier to make out all the little details. They're not like super compressed on the Super Nintendo, but yeah. So you can save your game. She takes over for Candy, by the way. With her, Candy was in no condition. You know, she was too worried about her boyfriend to properly save games. So she's given her saving technology to the educator. But it's my understanding that because the Crocodile Isle power grid is so hit or miss, that the saving technology requires an abundance of power. And so only this first save in every world is free. After that, you have to pay 2 banana coins. So Wrinkly can pay her electric bills. Right? That makes sense. I think I read that somewhere. Something I wrote and then read back to myself. Of course, Wrinkly has a somewhat dark fate. 4 years after this game, she'll die. But don't worry, she sticks around as a disembodied spirit. Lockjaw's Locker. Alright, here we go. You can hear Lockjaw's Saga, one of David Wise's best. And if you fall and hold to the right, you'll fall through this little cove and get a couple banana coins and bananas. So this is the first water stage of Donkey Kong Country 2, and it introduces the fact that you can be on land and then go in water. It's not just entirely swimming. And this is a feature that I think the series would mostly stick with. Donkey Kong Land 2 reverted from it, and maybe 3 did too, but Country 3 and the retro games, well, Tropical Freeze, kept to it. And you look at the tricks the team did to give you this sense of depth and 3D, and you look at like the water and how like if you stare at it closely, you can see the seams of how they did it. But back in the day on the Super Nintendo, playing on an old bulky TV, this looked seamless. It was impressive. It still is. That's Flotsam. Now Flotsam's, I think they weren't intended for Donkey Kong Country, but they debuted in Donkey Kong Land as the boss Wild Sting at the end of the first world. And the model was slightly different. They didn't just borrow the model from DKC 2, which was in development at the time. That's a question for, I think, Paul Makachek. But, anyway, just going on a tour here of... And, oh, now this is flooded more. We're in the flooded hull of the Gangplank Galleon, because they've run aground on Crocodile Isle. So you can go, and I don't want to go too far, because I'll go in a warp barrel, but it's always, like in the rigging stages, beneficial to check every nook and cranny in these ship stages, because they're loaded with secrets. These hull stages, I should say. Lower decks, whatever, however you want to define it. Oh, nope. Okay. Now that Jay Leno looking fish is Lockjaw. And, yeah. They're like not going easy on you, but there's Engard, thankfully. And Engard, like Rambi, has a supercharge now. That's so much fun. It's so ridiculous. Dixie's just swimming there, and Diddy is just convulsing. Alright, so now this is a find a token. I think it mostly pays not to follow the bananas for once. You just kind of have to worm your way up, and you hear it spawn, so you're close. There it is. It's a maze, but not really. It's hard to get lost in there. Big difference from Coral Capers as far as first water stages go. There's the O. And the lockjaws are... They can be taken out by guard, but not when they're full bite. They're not at a full bitey mode, whatever, however you want to define it. So you got to be careful. And you can't swim too fast because you'll run headlong into a flotsam or any manner of creature. Alright, we'll get guard back, don't worry. This is just a temporary separation from him. Notice the Kong letters too. They're now spinning, as I mentioned yesterday. There's Shuri, Black Panther's sister. No, the starfish baddie, who would be pretty prolific. They would reappear in Donkey Kong 64, and they appear in the Payon games as well. Nope. You can't defeat a Shuri when they're in full spinning mode. I missed something. I missed something. Oh well, whatever. That Shuri's gonna be the death of me if I hang around here. So we're coming up to a bit. Yeah, take that. So I have to get this right. I don't have to get it right. There's ways around it, but... No! Okay, so... I got tripped up. I made the mistake. But don't worry, there's a way around it. The hero coin is up there. I will get it. But I can't get it within guard. It's fine. Guard, go over there. And you just get a bunch of bananas for the second go around. It's fine. Oh well. I'm sure some of you probably get tired of the little victory dances. I never do. I never do. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The moment everyone has been waiting for. Swanky's bonus bonanzas. Swanky probably my favorite Kong helper, and that's a ridiculous assertion to make because, you know, I love all of them, but I think Swanky holds certain credence amongst an older level of Donkey Kong Country fan because Swanky has not come back. Swanky was prominent in the sequels, the first two sequels, but he didn't appear in Land 2 or Land 3, and then he was gone. There's been a reference to Swanky in, I think, the first Mario baseball game, not Sluggers, but Swanky's sideshow was off to the side of that baseball diamond. But yeah, Swanky is kind of MIA, and we learned from Rare's website that Swanky lost his game show due to cheating allegations by Diddy and Dixie always winning. So, dark turn for Swanky Kong here. He's just scuzzy. I love how scuzzy he is, but in an endearing way, right? So these are the quizzes here. Let's see if I can remember these. What is my name? Oh, jeez. Swanky, Wonky, or Stinky? I do want a Stinky Kong eventually, but not him. What is the first enemy you see in the game? A furry rat, a scaly crocodile, or an ugly earthworm. That is a reference to Earthworm Jim, by the way. One of, I think, 3 digs in this game. Because fuck that guy, right? Fuck that guy. And I think the historical record supports it even more. So, I am proud to stand on the side of Swanky Kong and saying, Earthworm Jim, into the no-hoper bin with you. Alright. What is the name of this area of the island? Gangway Garbage... Gangland Galleon. What is Gangland Gangplank Galleon? Yes, Gangland Galleon. I wanna see what world that would be. So now I have to buy into the later challenges if I want them. They're a little harder, so let's try it. What button do you press to run? Uh-oh, I'm playing on the gamepad. I forget. I don't remember. Not the start button. Was it the B button? Was it the Y button? Oh no. Oh no. I don't know. I'm on the gamepad. I can't just look. Guys, can I have a little help in the live stream chat? I don't remember. I don't have a Super Nintendo controller. And I don't remember these details. Please, this isn't lore-based. This is just... Is it Y? Are you lying to me, naughty knickers? Are your knickers extra naughty? Okay. Alright. I'm getting Y from a bunch of people now. Okay. What is the name of the first level in the game? Everybody thinks it's Pirate Picnic. That's a common misconception with people. Like, they read it as Pirate Picnic, and I don't know why. What is the name of the enemy boss who has kidnapped Donkey Kong? Yeah, they sneak the word crap in a 1995 Nintendo game, which is impressive. Captain K. Rool. Like, crap isn't like a... It's not like a no-no word, but it's an impolite word that you wouldn't normally see in a Nintendo game. It's not like it was, you know... I don't know, Ferdinand F. Uck or anything. Alright, Chimp Challenge. Let's go. In the first level of the game, how many windows did the Captain's Cabin have? And I like how Captain's Cabin, the cabin has a K, because Swanky somehow instinctively knows K. Rool's branding. It's gotta be 4. Yeah. What is the name of the first rigging level? Main Brace Mayhem. Ropey Rubbish. I would play that. And finally... In the first level of the game, which of these is not a background object in the Captain's Cabin? And a gun would be too intense. Good thing we studied that Captain's Cabin, right? A gun, even though K. Rool does shoot Donkey Kong at point blank range later in the game, a gun would be too intense, so. And that's it. Now Swanky has no purpose on the Gangplank Galleon. Or just to the side of the Gangplank Galleon on an offshore rock. In the Game Boy Advance remake, it's established Candy Kong is hanging out in Swanky's studio, by the way. She is kind of his Vanna White. So everybody's accounted for in Donkey Kong Country 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Winky, Espresso, Candy, even Tiny Kong is retconned to have... Her debut is Donkey Kong 64 in the real world, but she did appear in Donkey Kong Country 2 Game Boy Advance. That while the Kongs were busy on Crocodile Isles, Zingers invaded Donkey Kong Island and abducted Tiny Kong, Dixie's little sister. And that was how Tiny first became involved with all of this nonsense. I know way too much. I really should have paid more attention in school if I had this good of a memory. Alright. Sorry, I just had to drink some energy drink to keep going. Donkey Kong Island, if you notice that in the background there. Here's a question for the live stream chat, and don't reply if we've talked about this before. What is incorrect on Donkey Kong Island? What doesn't line up with the first game? I mean, there might be one or two superficial details, but what is the biggest, like, what the fuck? Why is that there? Okay, Grunt said Krem Kroc's location, but I think he would know that because he's obsessed with the Kremlings. Yes, it is Krem Kroc's location. Now, originally, Krem Kroc was planned to be on that spot on Donkey Kong Island, and we've seen renders of it in that location, but like right after Vine Valley, but then it was moved upward by the time of the final release. So they put in an earlier model of Donkey Kong Island, or based this model off of that earlier model, which is a weird mistake for Rare to make, well, the DKC2 team to make, because they're normally on top of this stuff. But, you know, you could always chalk it up to the, let's see, the smokestacks of Krem Kroc are being reflected off of lingering pollution that has drifted to just below Gorilla Glacier, while the actual smokestacks are being obscured by the clouds in front there. That works. I can sleep tonight. All right. And we talked about Winky. Here's why Winky is in the Monkey Museum. It's Rattly's time to shine, baby. Rattly, who has somehow become one of the most prominent animal buddies, not through appearances, because he was in this game and he's in Donkey Kong Land 2, and then that was it. But Rattly has become a fixture when you need to reference something. For some reason, Rattly was referenced in Banjo-Kazooie in Grunny's Furnace Fun. I think he was the wrong answer for Histup. They spelled it wrong, though, right? In Donkey Konga 2, he has a bridge in his honor. Presumably just like in a dock town just outside of Big Ape City. And then Super Mario Odyssey, of course, has a street named after him where it's also spelled wrong. So I like to think that every time Rattly is honored, they spell his name wrong. It's a mistake. And by the way, they're doing lawn work outside of the studio here, so I apologize if that gets picked up on the stream. These are Flitters, by the way, the Dragonfly baddie of the Kremling crew. They would reappear in the Payon games as well. I like to think that Dogadon from off of Donkey Kong 64 is an evolved form of Flitter. Because he's a dragonfly, literally a dragonfly. This is Rattly's. I called him Winky. Whoops. Sorry, Rattly. This is Rattly's Supercharged. Just think of me calling him Winky as just another misspelling of his name. Now, if I want to keep Rattly, I can't take that treasure chest and break it open, but that's okay. It's nothing important. Yeah. Now, you could jump right past the no Rattly sign up there. You could supercharge up there, I think, but he would still disappear. You can't game the system. And we want to lose Rattly yet, because you get that banana coin. It's great. And we get another banana coin. It's a twofer. Zingers, by the way. Zingers are kind of streamlined in their appearance in this game. I love the way Zingers look here. I think this is their best appearance in the series. And obviously, we get to spend a lot more time with the Zingers as the game progresses. Look at the Kremling Jolly Roger there on the waving flag, and just the rain and the music. And this is another one of my Jib Jig is one of my favorite David Wise compositions. Is there something down here, or is this going to just lead to my death? I just fell into the bonus stage again. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We'll do this without... Oh, Rattly's back! Hey! Rattly's back, everyone! Rattly's back. Oh, we thought we were separated from him, and now we're reunited. And yeah, that's just... I already collected Creme Coin, and now I have to just go back, but I might get another... two banana coins. I almost called them bonus coins, because those are the big collectibles in Donkey Kong Country 3, which we'll play tomorrow. They replace Creme Coins, though, and of course, Bear Coins replace Banana Coins in that game. Although Bear Coins is the currency of the Northern Hemisphere, and Banana Coins would become the standard of the series, starting with Donkey Kong 64. Yep. So that's a nice way to game the system there if you want to just keep racking up Banana Coins, and you're a Rattly enthusiast. Little pro tip there for all you snake lovers. You're welcome. You'll only find snake-based tips here on DK Vine's Twitch channel. Damn it! Ah, well, whatever. Can't win them all. So you see those flares there. There's a hidden hook and another bonus barrel. Alright. Another bonus area where Diddy comes in handy. Honestly, like Diddy, you'll want to use him in the rigging stages to get to the bonus areas because they generally involve climbing, and Diddy is the best climber. Alright. Ooh, ooh. How nice of that one zinger to just volunteer to be underneath the other zinger. As far as murder hornets go, they're the most polite. And there's the hero coin. I don't even need to do that. Why did I do that? God, that's such a satisfying sound when you collect them. I really feel like that's what's missing from the retro games, and I'll play Tropical Freeze here at 2 o'clock, but there's really no hero coin equivalent, right? And they've got a lot of collectibles in there, but they all just feel less important. And that's just the minor criticism I have. Oh, I could get the G, but I'm not going to. Oh no! Oh well, Dixie deserved it. Diddy is my favorite video game character of all time, but I think Dixie is a close second. All right, Funky's Flights 2. So you can see the success Funky has had. He's now opened a second airline, this time catering to Crocodile Isle. This is just ridiculous. I don't even know if I have anything to say. I just want to soak in how absurd Funky Kong is. And, okay, so a couple points, though. Notice that he's got a hoverboard, right? So, we mentioned while we were playing Bleeding Edge yesterday that Funky pioneered hoverboard technology in the Donkey Kong universe. And, of course, in Tropical Freeze for the Switch, Funky will have a hoverboard. So this kind of pays that off. But you can't really tell until the Game Boy Advance remake, but it is evident here if you study what is happening close enough. Look at the Funky's Flights 2, the airport itself. The whole airport is one giant hoverboard. It is rocking up and down, and it is colored similarly to his old surfboard, which you can see up just on the roof there. And yeah, if on the map screen of the Game Boy Advance remake, it is a flying hoverboard or a hovering surfboard that is the basis for Funky's Flights 2. Also, his old barrel plane is just like trashed in the background there. So if you hire Funky's barrel biplane once in a world, then you're set. It's free for the rest of the game. And you can see we've already gotten all the bonus areas and the hero coins of Gangplank Galleon. That is such a satisfying feeling to see that on the map screen. Now, we haven't beaten the boss yet, though, so we should beat the boss. I really want Rare and Nintendo to work out a deal to get a Gangplank Galleon ship design in Sea of Thieves. It would be so satisfying to have the Kremling Jolly Roger in that game. All right, and notice the bosses in this game. They're signified by a skull with red eyes. But when I was a kid, I thought it was a chicken or some sort of bird, because the first boss you fight is a bird, and I thought it was some sort of evil bird. It took me a long time to realize that's supposed to be like a chattering skull. Oh, and yeah, the Funky's old surfboard is also in a monkey museum, so it appears twice. He had more than one. It's okay. Oh, and there's banana coins up in the crow's nest. I should... No! Okay. Okay, almost screwed that up. So this is Crow. He has the first appearance of a Neki in the game, but it won't be the last. Although only mini Nekis appear in the game. And Crow is male. And I presume there's a Lady Crow who laid those eggs that he's protecting, but he's kind of using them as weapons right now, so he's not a good father. Not Father of the Year. But it's okay. He's dead. He's still twitching. But don't worry. He will die from those injuries. It's just muscle memory. He is essentially dead. His spirit has left his body. And we will fight him again in, well, not today, but continuing forward, we'll fight him in Gloomy Gulch. So let me go save at Wrinkly really quick. This is where collecting banana coins comes in handy. This game is brutal because to save your game, you need 2 banana coins every time you want to save it. So for compulsive savers like me, it means banana coins are probably the highest prized normal collectible in the game. And yeah, I know I'm playing on the Wii U. I have save states. I can do all sorts of things with that, but I'm trying to play it correctly for everyone, as nature intended, as the DKC2 team, which I identify with the natural order as they intended. But I can just rent Funky's Play now for free. So I can get back to Crocodile Cauldron, which is, it's interesting that Creme Key, which is the 3rd world, you can see to the right there, is the dock, the established dock of Crocodile Isle, but we come to Crocodile Cauldron first, because the Gangplank Galleon just kind of ran aground on the rocks of the Crocodile Cauldron. And then Donkey Kong Land 2 infamously mashed up both worlds as Creme Cauldron. You know, the volcano swamp world is just the oldest archetype in the book. So remember yesterday when I was trying to get up on the cave to get the secrets? It's this game that made me think in those terms. And I think there's a warp barrel up there. Look how singed the treasure chest is compared to the other one. Such a good detail. One, you know, so it blends in with the cave more, but also it would make sense if this has been sitting here longer, the magma would singe it. That's a clobber, so it doesn't matter. And then I can use this if the Neat comes back, yeah. With the K. These are crockheads. These are the most basic crocodile-like cremlings, outside of maybe claptraps and clamp-ons and all their ilk, but crimps. But crockheads, they can withstand volcanic lava. So not your basic crocodile, but, and there's clamp-ons. They replace claptraps in this game. Just absurd. Like, how could we make claptraps worse? Well, let's just make their heads bigger, obviously. We can use clobbers as regular barrels once we stun them. And then the brown or red crockheads, this is kind of like, not everybody can agree on what color they're supposed to be, but they will be springs. Yay! Also, I know we talk about this a lot on DK Vine, but you have to admire how the DKC2 team decided, because a lava world was planned for the first game, I think where Chimp Caverns was going to be, and they just ran out of time. So they were eager to do a lava world, but you know, like in DKC, a lava world would have probably been the last world before the Gangplank Galleon. As lava worlds tend to do, Mario set that template. But in DKC2, it's like, oh, you know, the lava world, the archetype that you associate with the end of the game, it's the second world. You're in for a world of hurts in this game. Crocodile Isle is not a Mario game. The volcano is the nicest part of the island. Which isn't actually true, but that's the implication. And I kind of love that. You can bounce backwards on them, by the way. Hello to Malik in the live stream. Oh my god, bum number 1? Oh my god. They're all coming out. Hello. Alright, now I'm gonna pause right here. Because this is the best animal buddy in the series, and actually probably just the best animal ever. This is Squitter the Spider, that cool ass spider with the sneakers from Donkey Kong Country 2, and he is perfect in every way. He is what I think about when life and the world gets me down, I just remember, well, this is also a world that gave us Squitter the spider. And all my problems melt away. Now, Squitter is you know, people go on and on about how the Donkey Kong Country games were not innovative, right? Like, oh, you know, they have good graphics for their time, and yeah, David Wise is, you know, a monster musician. He's just fantastic, but, you know, that's all they really had going for them is good visuals and audio. And, you know, when you really want innovation, you have to look towards the Mario series and, you know, doop, 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 doop. And they conveniently overlook things like Donkey Kong Country 2 had a character that generated platforms. So you essentially could make your own fun. Now, Squitter's webs also serve as a projectile, as we took out that Neek there. But you can also make webs. And you could also just do this and just have a permanent bridge going forward if you wanted. But he's very versatile, and Squitter became a very prominent part of these games, starting with this game. He was in Land 2, Country 3, and Land 3. And then, like Swanky, he just kind of went away. We had a trophy for him in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which is the definitive Squitter model at this point. But, again, one of my criticisms of the retro games, which I love Returns and Tropical Freeze very much, but I feel like they didn't, and not necessarily retro, I think Nintendo and their design philosophies don't always understand that fans love characters. And it's like, well, we don't need to have animal buddies, right? We'll put in Rambi as just kind of one animal buddy, but really, you know, the Kongs can have so many abilities in this games, we don't need animal buddies. But Kongs can't do this, right? They can't. And there is just a satisfying aspect of riding on a spider that can't be replicated when you're just using the same characters used throughout the game. There's something special about this, and not everything has to be game design 101. Think outside the box and delight your fans. That's what I say as a fan and not a designer of games. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I like. And I sure as hell like the animal buddies, and I like Squitter the spider, so. Now that's super obvious, but if you already lost Squitter at this point, that would just taunt you right there. This is web making, find the token. When I was a kid, I really went the bridge method with Squitter because that felt more secure. Since becoming an adult and being more reckless, I just like to do the jumpy do with his webs. Just making sure there's something. Okay. Those end-of-level targets become really frustrating later on when they put the hero coin on them. I think that happens like once or twice. Oh, so we have two options now. We can visit Klubba, who is one of my favorite Kremlings, and we can visit Swanky. So why don't we do that? Now, obviously, Klubba is in charge of the path, the golden barrel that teleports you to the Kremling Lost World deep beneath Crocodile Isle. And we can access it, or at least one level of it, here in Crocodile Cauldron. But as you see, pay up 15 Krem coins. And I've only collected 14 right now. That's how many Krem coins were in the game up until this point if you didn't like put in a cheat. So I could say pay up and just try to swindle him. I could say fight him because he's a Kremling and we've never known a Kremling we couldn't fight. Or I could run away in fear. And you know what? I think he's an easy mark. I think I can haggle the price down. Really, I think he seems like a reasonable dude. The most reasonable dude I've yet met. holding a big spiked club full of nails. So yeah, let's try to see if he'll negotiate. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we have to fight him, right? Oh, you see, you can't fight him because he'll do that every time. And now I have a needlessly antagonistic relationship with Klubba, so that's good. Klubba is another Kremling I really want to come back. I'm not a cartoon fan. I'm not a fan of the Donkey Kong Country cartoon. I'm not insulting anybody who is. If that's how you found your way to Donkey Kong Country, more power to you. I'm glad it's there for that reason. But, you know, I know in the cartoon, they basically made the character model of Canon into the character Captain Scurvy to represent the pirate Kremlings, because the cartoon started development around the time DKC2 kicked in, and so they were mostly operating on characters from Donkey Kong Country 1, but then they wanted to bring in the pirate Kremlings, so that's how they did it. Instead of having K. Rool be Captain K. Rool, they introduced a new character named Captain Scurvy. But I always thought in the games, if they want to bring back pirate Kremlings or a faction of pirate Kremlings, Klubba should be their captain. Independent of K. Rool, right? Klubba should like be the new captain of the Gangplank Galleon. That's what I want to see. But of course, we just got K. Rool back, so got to be patient. All right, it's been a long time since I've done this. Cranky Challenge, Lucky Lava, and Gorilla Game. What is the name of the first lava level in this area of the island? Oh, I don't know. What is the name of this area of the island? Alligator Alley sounds like Crocodile Mile in my head, which was a slip and slide from the 90s where you went through a giant crocodile's mouth. And I had it before I got into the Donkey Kong Country games. I had it when I was super young, but it was a lot of fun getting swallowed up by that crocodile. How many times did you have to hit the end of area giant bird to kill him? His name is Crow Swanky. Check your facts. Alright. Lucky Lava. What colors were the crocodile heads you jumped on in the first lava level? Okay, so green and brown. So according to Swanky, they're brown. Alright, so this ends the debate. What is an extra lives balloon colored red worth? 1 life? You just gave me one of those. Excluding the end of area boss, how many levels were there on the first area of the island? Are you including Kong helpers? Are you including Kong helpers? Because that would change everything, but there aren't enough to factor in all the Kong helpers. So, ergo, Gangplank Galleon, Lockjaw's Locker. Okay, Ropey Rampage. Also, I didn't mention this before, but notice the life balloons in the background. They're Donkey Kong's life balloons from the first game. They have adjusted to fit Diddy now, and of course in Donkey Kong Country 3, they would become Dixie balloons. But in Donkey Kong Land 3, they're Diddy balloons, even though Diddy is nowhere to be found in the game. I have theories about that, but I won't get into it right now. Where did the beetle first appear during the first area of the island? Ha! What is the name of Diddy's ponytailed girlfriend? Well, if Dixie got this wrong, she would either be accusing Diddy of cheating on her, or maybe Dixie is the mistress and Trixie is his real girlfriend. What scandals await us? But no, nah. Everything's fine on Donkey Kong Island. And that's those were easier than the first world. Maybe Swanky did rig this for them. Ah, Cannon's Claim. Here we go. The first mine shaft level. And, you know, I talked about how moody the mines were in the first game. And notice how, like, bright and colorful and bouncy they are here. And I love the mines in this game, but it is a stark difference. I love those giant gems in the background. Of course, this is the sounds of Mining Melancholy, not the actual official name of the track. It was named by DK Vine co-founder Chad McKenna. And because it was utilized in the days of file sharing. The worst hero coin in the game. Everybody misses it. Anyway, Mighty Melancholy became the unofficial name because it wasn't on the soundtrack back in the day. So, whoops. I always do that. I'll get it right. Don't worry. And now most people know it as Mighty Melancholy, and I think that's essentially the official name just through sheer stubbornness. It's like how the Beatles' White Album isn't actually called the Beatles' White Album, but everybody calls it the White Album, so it's the White Album. Look at the TNT barrels in this game. I love the explosions. They toned down the spread of it, but they made the colors a little richer. They like up the contrast on them. And that's canon. This is what they would use for Captain Scurvy in the Donkey Kong Country cartoon, but it's actually Clump. It in the instruction manual it says Clump can shoot, and so they are Clumps who have just been rebranded, like the Critters have been rebranded, and like the Crushers have been rebranded. I think a lot of people don't realize that all of those enemy types appear in this game just under different names. Oh! I overthought it. Wait, will that flitter be back? Well... Alright, guess it doesn't matter. Alright. It's just satisfying to jump on them sometimes. So, because Mighty Melancholy wasn't on the soundtrack, and I was obsessed with this song, even before Sticker Bush Symphony, I was obsessed with this song. And I remember I would record it on a cassette tape. I would just let the level play, get away from all sound effects, and just record it on a cassette tape so I could listen to it in, like, the car. That's how much of a super fan I was, and still am, obviously. It's still my favorite game of all time. So these are the mini neckies. Notice they have the do-rags, not exposed brains daily, not exposed brains. Those are do-rags because they're pirates, they're bandanas. Of course, I thought, you know, the skulls on the map screen were birds, so a lot of misconceptions when it comes to our avian enemies in this game. Okay. Sometimes I just put bananas there to put bananas there because they're bananas. See, man, I struggle with the tag button when I play on the gamepad. Oh, and we see that bonus barrel up there, so we'll know that's waiting for us. Oh! Damn, Zinger. Got me. So, you see what we have to do here. Figured it out, right? Oh! Well, it could have gone worse. It still might go worse, because the Zinger... Okay, I need to jump sooner. Yes. Don't wait for it to be on a banana. Anticipate it crossing the banana. That was a find a token and not to destroy them all, but I destroyed them all. Because that's just where my head was at. I've got this little treasure chest. Oh, come back, little mini necky. Okay, you'll do. Thank you. Oh, canoe. No! I missed the O. I'm a fraud. And listen to the victory celebration with the little mining pickaxe. The fact that there is a different one. And different death jingles, too. It's just astounding how much they, how much effort they put into the sound design of the game. So we have 20 minutes left before I am taking my 30-minute break in preparation for Tropical Freeze. So we're moving along in a nice clip here. I'm going to go ahead and rank Funky's flights, and then that will allow me to head back to the galleon and save at the Kong College. And that's a drain of banana coins, but you got to do what you got to do. Go back to Funky. Although, listen to, I love Funky's music just overlaid on Crocodile Isle because it just cuts through the tension absolutely and obliterates it. Alright, now here is yet another new animal buddy in the game we're about to meet. A more unique animal buddy. Clapper the Seal. Clapper, like Squawks in the first game, you can't ride him, but he serves an important environmental aspect of the level. In this case, he cools down water. He can cool down superheated water, or he can freeze normal temperature water. And you can jump on him all you want, and he seems happy. He's like, please jump on me, please jump on me. And, yeah. Clapper would reappear in Donkey Kong Land 2. Okay, I got it. But, would not reappear in a series after that. Although there are seals that bear his design in Donkey Kong 64, but it's not supposed to be Clapper. So we have to be quick when we're swimming here because the water will heat up. And you have a grace period. Like, that is your grace period when it turns that shade of red. But then when it gets to that shade, you're done. You're cooked. So it makes exploring a little bit more fraught in this level. And I'm not as good at exploring the waters here as I am Lockjaw's locker. But I do know to do this. Whee! Clapper is a comforting sound. Like, to hear him, you're like, okay, Clapper's nearby. It's okay. It's alright. So yeah, I'm probably missing some secrets. I'm sorry. Now, you notice we're in another ship hole. And I don't know if you saw on the map screen that there was another galleon that was wrecked on Crocodile Cauldron. This is a running joke throughout the game that the Gangplank Galleon is not K. Rool's first ship. And he has run many aground on Crocodile Isle. Not only does it allow them to use the ship archetypes long after Gangplank Galleon is done, but it also just informs everything you need to know about K. Rool's abilities as a sailor. Oh! Wait a second. It's a branching path, right? Okay, no, it's not. But yeah, so this is a predecessor of the Gangplank Galleon, and some people like to say Gloomy Galleon in Donkey Kong 64 is the sunken Gangplank Galleon, but I just view it as another ship in K. Rool's fleet. Oh, there's my first death, everyone. Lava Lagoon, mark it down. Oh, I had 15 minutes to go, too. Oh, so close. Oh, well. Did better than yesterday, though. At least I've shaken the nerves off. Gotten used to the gamepad a little bit more. And also, I've honestly probably played DKC 2 more than any others in my life, so. Those are puffed ups. They were supposed to be in Donkey Kong Country 1. They were cut and put in this game. Now there's a whole history with Puff Tups, and there would be the boss in Donkey Kong 64, Puff Toss, and Tropical Freeze by Retro introduced another character named Puffed Up, who isn't the same Puffed Up, but it's complicated. Oh, see, and I missed In Guard? Like, what is happening? I'm just sleepwalking through the stage. Yeah. You know what? I need to die because I've missed way too much. But my explanation is Puffed Up in Tropical Freeze is the original version of Puffed Up, and then the Puffed Ups in this game were the ones evolved by the Kremling source energies in the Lost World. So they evolved into this form, which served the Kremlings. Donkey Kong canon is impeccable, so long as you're willing to explain away the flaws. Can't read the chat right now. People are probably screaming at me because I'm missing stuff. You know what? Whatever. Oh, okay. So I was supposed to go... Alright. We're gonna do this again. I'm getting angry at Clapper, honestly, for not cooling the water long enough for me to really feel safe in it. Well, here's something. Not much, but this is what I was trying to get up to. That's only the O, so... There's that old-fashioned hidden bonus area, like the secret passage type. You don't see many of those in the series after Donkey Kong Country. There's In Guard. Okay. Maybe I was being too hard on myself. Hey, you. Yeah. Puff. Oh! What? No. Oh, no. Yeah, I throw Diddy in just frustration. Okay, I got it. What? Okay, I'm pressing the wrong button. It's the gamepad problem. I like how I become super incompetent by the end of the stream. So it's a destroy them all, so I have to destroy them all here. So that's... But if you... Like, the hitbox is kind of unforgiving within guard. So if you're, like... But it makes no sense sometimes either. Because sometimes you can do that where you, like, basically swim over them. And then if you're just off a centimeter, it counts as a hit. I don't know. It's not a big problem. It's not enough to spoil the game for me because this is still... I consider it like a flawless masterpiece, but there are one or two minor blemishes. And yes, I'm just basically explaining away my own lack of ability and blaming the game, as you're supposed to do in these situations. Oh, fuck you, you puffed up. Alright, we got 11 minutes. See, sometimes I go running back to Clapper too, because I start panicking and overthinking it. I'm like... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's gonna heat up, it's gonna heat up. Oh. Oh wait, there's a... Here it is. This is what I was afraid I was gonna miss. Gotta get those hero coins. Cranky's judging me. Gotta beat Link at least, right? Fuck that guy. Can I get up there, I wonder? I can, but there's nothing up here. Still fun to do. Ah, whatever. Sean King wants me to remind everyone that Puffed Ups are also in Jungle Climber with a billion other things. Yeah, Payon the small Japanese developer who made 3 Donkey Kong games post-Rare in the era of the Game Boy Advance, and then into the Nintendo DS, and then their last game was the early days of the Wii. But they were super fans when it came to Donkey Kong Country and 64. Like, all of Rare's Donkey Kong output, they were huge fans of, and they incorporate a lot of it. So here's Wrinkly now. I can just save natively in the world, and it's free the first time, so that's great. Oh, she spells rattly right, as the educator would. To make your snake buddy jump in mid-air. There should be a hyphen there, Wrinkly, though. I hate to correct you, but there should be a hyphen there. You didn't sound out the hyphen because you're talking. You're saying this out loud, but I didn't hear what sounded like a hyphen, so we'll just see. Wrinkly's so nice in comparison to Cranky, who's like, "You're probably gonna die, and I won't see you again. Fuck off." All right, I have 9 minutes, and Red Hot Ride. I don't know how forgiving that will be because Red Hot Ride takes a bit of time, so we'll see. We'll see. I just want to show what happens if you do throw your Kong buddy, or in this case, your significant other. Yeah, it's basically an abusive relationship at that point, but it goes both ways. It's fine. They make up. They're tough. And Diddy doesn't play that game that Dixie plays. He just points at stuff. Yeah. Look at the floor. Look at the rocks. What are you doing, Diddy? Come on. So that's a yellow clobber, and they will steal banana bunches if they collide in with you. So it's like one of the few times bananas can be stripped from you that you've collected. People don't like this stage. It's fine. I don't hate it. But it does kind of progress at a crawl because you're kind of a victim to the balloons. Weirdly, Donkey Kong Land also had levels where you had to ride on balloons like that. They weren't held afloat by superheated gas jets, though. So here's Rambi, and I don't know how useful Rambi is here. He's good at for like clearing out zingers, but he moves slower. It's harder to jump with him, so whoops. Fucking Wii U. Fucking Wii U. I'm glad you died. Right. Where do the clobbers go once you destroy the barrel? They just kind of disintegrate. See, this is where Rambi comes in handy, but it's just, oh. But then if that happens and he just runs off, ouch, a bee sting, I'm going to dive into the lava because that seems like the better alternative than just minor discomfort. Oh, come on. I think this is bad. Wait till you see when I play Tropical Freeze at 2 o'clock Eastern. Especially coming after this. Oh my god, that's gonna be a disaster. Thankfully, that's only for an hour. And then Jeff can clobber me in iDarb. I would like to beat Red Hot Ride before we wrap up the stream, though, so. Thought I was gonna hit the zinger there, didn't you? I wanted you to think that. I wanted you to panic. Of course, don't look at Diddy just walking along in thin air. Not supposed to see that. That happened again. Oh well, it's fine. Rambi, I don't need you. I don't want you. No! Okay. Ride it out, ride it out, ride it out. A lot of this is just waiting, this level. Waiting, engaging. Which is why people don't like it. It must be murder on speedrunners. I will never be a speedrunner because I like to talk about Swanky Kong for 20 minutes at a time. I can't help myself, so. But I imagine if you're a speedrunner, this is murder. And there's where I would have cashed in Ramby, so to speak. Alright, you know what? Ah. You can't see it there, but when the enemies fall into the lava, there's a little puff of steam as their body disintegrates, I guess. So if you see this, little hidden bonus barrel there. Remember Jeff saying he didn't really care for the bonus music in this game? Not that he didn't care for it, but it kind of breaks the immersion to have this like a really jaunty tune as you like leave these really like dark and foreboding levels. But I like it too much. It's really hard for me to be critical of this game, in all honesty. It just, I think when I think about this game, I think this game is a game that feels like it was designed for me and my taste. Every aspect of it just feels like, yeah, that's the kind of game I would want to play. I think there's a hero coin up in a situation like that in this level. So I need to hang on to. Alright, got the first two zingers. That thing, Dixie does make you lazy in this game. Like, remember when I was playing DKC 1 yesterday, I was like doing all of those roll jumps, and in this game I'm just like, whatever, I could just helicopter spin. I love Dixie, I wouldn't trade it, but it does like, oh, I got too busy talking and I died. I fell in the lava. Alright, hold on to this barrel. Nope. Oh! Damn it! Because I wanted to get up there, because I think that's where the hero coin is. Yep, okay. Well, thank you for your sacrifice, Dixie. It was not in vain. Now I'm gonna go in low here. Get a rise from the jet. Oh, okay, that wasn't a yellow clobber then, because I didn't get any bananas stolen from me. Might just be the way the color is in this level. When I think of this level now, I think of Greg Mail's post-it notes, the way he did. He designed these stages, and just a bunch of post-it notes lined up. So I have to go sink down. Oh, okay, that was close. If you want to look those up, just Google search them. They're on Twitter. And see, I have to. I'm not even gonna worry about it. You know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's 1:30. Don't need a big beatbox presentation. I will save though. Thank you, Wrinkly. We really should be social distancing from our elders right now, though, so I will leave and end the stream. So thank you, everyone who tuned in. Hello. Ooh, DK Buzzard. Would that just be a Neki or a mini Neki? thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This has been Donkey Kong Country 2. We will be back in 30 minutes. I will be back in 30 minutes. Gonna take a little break, get some food, but I'll be back for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And I am playing it on the Wii U, too, because I'm a masochist. And that'll be fun. And then following that, we'll go straight into iDarb, which is a weird Xbox One game that has Banjo, Kazooie, Conker, among other rare characters in it. We will have a competitive round of iDarb, round or 2 or 3 or 4, and then it'll be Sea of Thieves Tall Tale. So stay tuned. We've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up on DK Vines, not E3, Stream-A-Ganza, Day 2. All right. See you really soon, everyone. Thank you.